Hello everybody. How's it going? My name is Jonas, and welcome to today's presentation on electrical safety and awareness. Let's not waste any time and get back into this. So, first, I'm going to talk a little bit about electrical safety in general, broadly. We're going to talk about risks and hazards to you and your family, how to spot them, how to avoid them, and when to call professional help if needed. Yeah. So, this is me. All right. So, big disclaimer before we start. I'm going to repeat this a few more times, but this session does not teach you how to repair electrical equipment, find faults, test or do inspections, or really carry out any electrical work, yeah? This session only includes awareness, safety and prevention behaviors, and identifying warning signs, yeah? So, let's get right into it. So, why is electrical safety important? Does anybody have any idea? Any volunteers? So, no, no problem. So, electrical safety is incredibly important because if you guys have not noticed, for the last 100 years or so, we have been surrounded by electrical devices. They are in our homes, they are in our workplaces, they are in our commutes, they are in our cars, they are everywhere. It's very hard to avoid them. And the thing about electrical devices, they're safe for the most part, but accidents can happen and they can be quite damaging, yeah? You can get shocked, you can get burned, it could start a fire. In some bad cases, you can undergo serious injury or even death. Nobody wants that. So, how can electric shocks happen? So electric shocks happen when you, as a person, touch live electrical, touch a live electrical current. So this might happen if you touch an exposed wire, if you touch a live part, if you use a faulty appliance, yeah. If you use faulty cables, plugs, or sockets, if they're damaged. And guys, seriously, even a very low voltage and current can seriously hurt you. So be careful out there. All right, let's look onto some hazards that you can find at home. So, some typical risks at home include frayed or damaged cables. Yeah, so if you see exposed cables, it's not a good idea to use that. Overloaded sockets and extension cables. This is a common one. So, if you have an extension cord with, let's say, 4 or 5 sockets in it, and every socket is full, and all of these devices are running, that can overload the extension cord and start a fire. So what else? Faulty plugs and loose connections. Make sure everything is plugged back in correctly and securely. The use of counterfeit and poor quality electrical products. So I'll tell you a little personal story. I myself last year bought one of these 15-pound projectors off of Temu, yeah, thinking it was going to be great. But guess what? I unboxed it, I plugged it in, it started smoking, threw it in the bin. Yeah. It was not worth it. And one of the biggest risks is water. Now, water is conductive, and if electrical devices are near it, it can seriously hurt you or others. So, some warning signs of unsafe equipment, yeah? So, if you see cracks on the plugs, if you see cracks on the device itself, be it a toaster or a kettle or a microwave, not a good idea to use that. If you see burn marks or scorch marks, a little black residue around the cut around the cable or the socket, if you smell something strange, something burning, if you hear or see sparks, flickering or buzzing sounds, do not use that equipment. Yeah. Also, another thing that you can notice is when these devices become hot, some devices can become very hot, then it's a good idea to unplug it because it can overheat. All right. So, how to use electrical devices safely. So, every electrical device comes with manufacturer's instructions. So, if you're not sure how to use the device correctly, make sure to check the manufacturer's instructions. Definitely use the correct fuse in the plugs. So, most of you guys have a fuse box in your house, and these fuses need replacing sometimes when they blow. Yeah. So, make sure you have the correct one. So keep appliances dry and away from water, super important so you don't get shocked. Switch off and unplug your devices while not in use. This is a good advice for safety and it can actually save you a few pounds on your electricity bill. Yeah. And for the love of God, Do not force plugs into sockets. Yeah, it's not gonna lead to anything good. All right, our favorite extension leads. Here they are. So, a good practice is to keep while using extension leads. Uh avoid using multiple adapters together. Yeah, so plugging extension lead into extension leads, not a good idea. Do not overload the extension cable with a lot of devices. Yeah, make sure the cable is fully unwinded, that there are no knots in it. And use the extension leads only as temporary solutions, yeah, because overloading, it will increase the risk of heat, which can lead to a fire, and nobody wants a fire in their house. So, speaking of fire, we got to talk about electrical fires a little bit. Just like every other fire, an electrical fire needs oxygen, fuel, and ignition. The thing with a lot of electrical devices today is that they come with a battery, which, if punctured, can self-ignite, and it's very hard to extinguish it. Actually, firemen don't even bother extinguishing them. They just leave them to burn out. So be very careful. How to reduce the risk of a fire at your home. So, as mentioned before, simple steps include do not overload your sockets. Yeah. Replace damaged plugs and cables. Keep flammable items away from electrical equipment. That's also a good idea. And like mentioned before, switch off the appliances when not in use. This can also save you a few pounds on your electricity bill. So, some pre-use checks that everybody can do. So check for cables, check that they're not cut, damaged, frayed, burned. Check the plug, make sure it's not cracked, make sure it's not loose. Look for signs of overheating. Yeah, you can do a little touch test. If it's really hot, definitely plug it out. And like I said, make sure no wires are exposed. And again, do not attempt to repair plugs on your own. That's what the pros are for. So, what do you do if equipment is damaged and you identify it's damaged? First of all, stop using it immediately so you can prevent hurt to you and people around you. Unplug it safely, and remove it from use. Then you arrange for disposal or repair. Do not try to repair it yourself. Never attempt to repair electrical equipment yourself. All right. So if you find a faulty piece of electrical equipment, something that you can do is isolation. So isolation means fully disconnecting equipment from its power source. This prevents accidental re-energization when you're away from home. And it keeps the item in a safe space where nobody can plug it in and cause potential harm to others. So when do we contact the pros? So always use qualified electricians if the electrical fault source is suspected or you find them. Uh, if wiring or sockets in your house are damaged, or if your electrical installations at home need work, yeah. Do not rely on temporary fixes, guys. Yeah. Even though you pay a little bit less now, further down the line, you're gonna end up paying more. Make sure you use qualified technicians. So, what do you do in an electrical emergency? Guys, imagine I'm walking down the street, a cable falls, hits me on the shoulder. I'm shocked. What would you do? Come help me? Good idea, but it's not the right answer. So, as with any first aid training, we are taught to first secure our safety before helping the other. So, in my case, that cable is still touching me. And if you touched me with that cable touching me, you are going to get zapped too. And now there's two of us on the ground, and that's no fun. So, first make sure the area is secure. Switch off the power if it is safe, and if you can do it. Call emergency services right away. They will know what to do and they'll help you. And check for breathing once the power is off. Yeah, you can do this by putting the finger under the nose to feel the breathing. So, people, people with children, older people living in their house, people with disabilities, or houses with poor infrastructure. Guys, I'm sorry, but you have to take extra care with electrical safety. We know how kids are sticking things into sockets and whatnot. Guys, you got to be super careful because we don't want any of our loved ones to get hurt. All right, so we're gonna slowly start wrapping up here. So I know some of this might have sounded scary, but really, electricity is safe when used correctly. Yeah, most of these accidents are very preventable. Uh, Regular checks reduce risks. Really, do not ignore warning signs if you see them, like I mentioned before. Frayed cables, scorch marks, or sparks, and really seek professional help when needed. Yeah. So another bit of advice that I'll give you is use registered electricians for work. Yeah. I know some of us have that uncle that swears that he's an electrician. I wouldn't trust him. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him. I love the guy. He's my uncle. I would not trust him to repair my house. Yeah, I want somebody qualified, somebody registered. So buy electrical products from trusted retailers. Yeah, if it's too cheap to be true, if it's too cheap, it probably is not that good. And then if you're not sure, seek local energy and safety advice services. So Easy Step is here and we can help you with this as well. So this is gonna be it for the presentation today. So before I let you guys go, I just want to make sure that that you guys are aware that this session does not provide general electrical that this session does not teach you how to repair electrical devices. Yeah, this session is only for awareness. So please don't try to go home with this newbuild confidence and start repairing your devices. Yeah, that's what the pros are for. But guys, this is going to be it for today. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Jonas. It was lovely to have you as an audience, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.